Hello everyone. On the occasion of International Women's Day, we have our team of Department of Gynae Oncology from Dharmshala Narayana Super Specialty Hospital. I am Dr. Megha Nandwani, Clinical Associate, and I have with us Dr. Satinder Kaur. She is the Clinical Team Lead and Senior Consultant, and Dr. Hemlata Garg, who's Junior Consultant in the same department. A challenged world is an alert world, and from challenges comes change. So let's all choose to challenge female cancers on this day. And since cervical cancer is the second most common cancer in women in India, and every 8 minutes a woman dies of this cancer, so let's discuss the screening and preventive strategies. My first question is to Dr. Hemlata. Who can get cervical cancer?
Cervical cancer can occur to any woman who is sexually active. So basically, if we talk about the risk factors for cervical cancer, we have number of them, like any women who initiate sexual activity at early age of her reproductive time, any women who is involved with multiple sexual partners, any women who has got a low socioeconomic status, any women who has got HIV, or any immunocompressed state in which this virus proliferates at a much faster rate compared to others. So these are the patients who can get cervical cancer.
Okay, so the thought which now lingers in most of the women is, I do not have any symptoms of cervical cancer, so do I get myself screened? So our next question is to Dr. Satinder ma'am, that who should we screen?
So, Dr. Megha, as Dr. Hemlata said, this cervical cancer is caused by a viral infection which is called human papilloma virus. And this viral infection occurs to any female who has ever been sexually active. So, but that doesn't mean that anybody who has ever been sexually active will get this cancer. And this takes a period of around 10 to 15 years from this viral infection to get converted into cancer with risk factors being present. So this window of opportunity of 10 to 15 years in which the viral infection first gets converted into precancerous stage and then into cancer, when the patient will not have any symptoms, is the time when the screening is to be done. So that is why any woman who has ever been sexually active but does not have symptoms should ideally get themselves screened. So if you already have symptoms of cancer, that means you have already got the disease. At that moment, there is no point of screening. Screening comes into picture only when you don't have symptoms. So ideally, any female who has ever been sexually active and who has not had any symptoms should get themselves screened. So as per the suggested guidelines, any woman who is more than 21 years of age and up to 70 years of age should get themselves screened. The period of screening is regular, and we have simple tests available which we will be discussing further, which are very easy, pain free, and can be easily done in OPD, and they are even very cost effective also, but yes, they do protect against a deadly disease.
So in India, we have seen that in patients that there is a lack of knowledge on what tests are available for cervical cancer. A lot of patients come to us and they don't know what tests to do. So Dr. Hemlata, please tell us that what are the tests available for screening of this cancer?
For screening of cervical cancer, pap smear is widely available. In a country like ours, this pap smear has to be done, it should be used by each and every gynecologist, even if they are in the low resource settings. This pap smear is a very simple procedure. It is an outpatient procedure where the patient is screened while doing a normal gynae examination. This pap smear, it is done once in 3 years, and it has to be done every 3 years. And another test, there are specialized tests also like HPV virus screening. If facilities are available, then we can even go for HPV virus screening, which is done once in 5 years.
So both these tests are very simple, and for general public, just for normal population, it's basically a hitch amongst the people that they don't want to go to the doctor and don't want to get it screened, thinking that it is going to be very painful and it is going to be embarrassing. But actually it is nothing like that. The test is absolutely pain free, and it takes even less than a minute, and they just take some scraping, it's not equivalent to biopsy, they are not taking any tissue in this, they just take some fluid from over the cervix and a slide is made and it is seen, and it is actually very helpful in detecting the precancerous changes.
Yes, ma'am. So a lot of patients in the age of 40 and 50 years have their uterus removed, and so they also think that whether they need this test or not. So ma'am, I would like to ask you that if somebody has got their uterus removed, so do they need the screening?
So yes, if this uterus has been removed for a non-cancerous reason or a non-precancerous reason, like most of the people in our country have got their uterus removed either for some fibroid like condition or something which is not excessive bleeding or anything like that, and it has been evaluated, it was a non-cancerous reason, then definitely they do not need a pap smear. But if they have undergone a surgery for a cancerous condition, or they don't know why the surgery was done and the biopsy was never done and it was suspicious of something like a cancer, then they should actually keep on getting themselves screened for up to at least 20 years after the surgery also.
So a very important aspect of this cancer is that it's caused by a virus, that is HPV virus, and so vaccination is available for this cancer. So I would like Dr. Hemlata to kindly tell us about the vaccines which are available to the public for cervical cancer.
So cervical cancer is one cancer which can be treated by vaccine, and these vaccines are amenable to us among the doctors. We have two types of vaccines available with us. One is Cervarix and other is Gardasil. The Cervarix, it basically acts against 2 viruses, and Gardasil, it acts against 4 viruses. But against the high risk viruses which can cause cancer cervix, both the vaccines are equally effective. And this vaccine can be given up till the age of 45 years, and the lesser age starts at 11 years. In the children below 15 years, only 2 doses of vaccine is enough, whereas above 15 years the vaccine dose is 3.
So like most of the vaccines are given in childhood to prevent a disease, this vaccine is also given in children because the immune response in children is much better. So the sooner you give the vaccine, better it is, though the ideal starting age is around 10 years for this vaccine, and as Dr. Hemlata said, less than 15, only 2 doses are needed. So this vaccine is not going to treat the cancer if it has already happened. It is going to prevent against the cancer. That is why it should be ideally be given before the sexual activity starts, and the recommended age is still definitely 26, but can be given up to 45. But somebody who is married and has already got this precancerous condition or has been infected by this virus, the question is whether they should get this vaccine or not. So definitely if you are less than 45 years of age and you have already had an infection with HPV also, you have got a treatment for this also, still you should get the vaccine because there are different strains of this virus. There are almost more than 100 strains of this virus, and this vaccine is going to protect you against a few 10 to 15 strains which are going to be actually going to cause the cancer. So that is why even if you have been infected with one type of virus, you can still take this vaccine and get some protection against other types of viruses.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope all your queries have been solved, that this cancer is so common and it is so easy to protect ourselves from this cancer. So before we end, I would like to ask ma'am for any take-home message.
So the take-home message for this is this cancer is preventable and the prevention is very easy. Any female who is sexually active, who is married, should get themselves screened by pap smear once in 3 years or HPV once in 5 years, or if available both tests combined, that is HPV and pap smear once in 5 years should be done. And apart from that, in addition to that, the vaccination is in addition to screening. Vaccination is not a substitute for screening. So if you have any child in the family and any female who is less than 45 years of age should get themselves vaccinated. So screening and vaccination are must to prevent this deadly disease, which has been done in many countries. Countries like Australia, they have become cervical cancer free with just screening and prevention. Countries like US, they have brought their incidence by almost 10 times, but we in India are still struggling hard to fight against this cancer. Our women are not able to reach the doctor in time and get themselves screened, and the lack of knowledge is the main reason behind it.
So get yourself screened today, and a very happy International Women's Day to everyone.
Thank you.